If you truly have the courage, listen closely. Otherwise, close your eyes now. Today, I'm going to tell you an urban legend that does not stay only in the mind. It seeps into your breath, wraps around your neck, fills the darkness of your room, and invades your dreams. Those who hear this story in full find that a strange and terrifying time begins in their lives. At first, just a faint sensation, as if someone is standing right behind you. Then, subtle movement on the stairs in the darkness without a sound. Then, waking up in the night for no reason. And then you feel that you are not alone. The air suddenly grows icy, your breath heavy, and the presence right behind your neck, so close that if you reach back, you can feel a body. But when you turn, there is only darkness, silence, and slowly forming wet footprints on the floor, along with the faint rustle of fabric from the stairs. This was the beginning of that night when Daniel, logical and skeptical, Clara, sensitive and spiritually aware, and Edward, the cameraman documenting everything, entered the old and terrifying Raynham Hall to spend the night. As they opened the door at 11 p.m., a blast of cold air hit their faces, colder than ice. Clara whispered, "Someone is here." Daniel laughed, but his laugh didn't last long because Edward's camera started flickering at the base of the stairs. Static captured faint sounds, the rustle of silk on empty steps. Then, at 1:17 a.m., fog slowly took shape. A woman, tall, hunched, in a brown gown, descended the stairs slowly, each step echoing clearly. The most terrifying part? Her face was gone, replaced by deep darkness standing before them. Edward reflexively pressed the shutter. The flash revealed empty stairs, yet the camera still showed her standing there, between the steps, staring at them. At 2:03 a.m., Clara felt someone right behind her, a breath icy and alive against her ear. The closed door opened on its own, while wet footprints appeared on the floor, descending the stairs toward them, one step at a time, pausing, then moving forward, as if an invisible force were walking, finally stopping directly in front of them. The recorder captured silence, whispers, "Don't leave." Edward turned to see a breath just inches away, shadows moving before their eyes, faces blinking in corners, then vanishing. Invisible forces occasionally shifting their positions, lantern light reflecting strangely across walls and their faces. Daniel's logical mind entangled in terror and confusion, Clara's heart racing, Edward's camera static and flashing partial frames. Then, at 3:12 a.m., an old lantern flickered below the stairs. The woman, the brown lady, slowly descended, as if every step imprinted permanently on their night and lives. Whispers, distant laughter, faint footsteps echoed in their ears, shadows moving in their vision, faces blinking in corners, invisible forces touching hands and shoulders, leaving them frozen as if the house itself were playing with them. At 4:05 a.m., a painting whispered softly, "Don't look back, don't move." Daniel's logical mind entangled in terror and confusion, Clara's heart racing, Edward's camera static and flashing partial frames. Then at 5:13 a.m., a grandfather clock ticked on its own, each tick syncing with the stair steps, as if time and reality were warping. Shadows dancing in corners, whispers mimicking footsteps, echoing their own breathing. At 6:02 a.m., their reflections in mirrors distorted, sometimes their faces morphing into the brown lady, then back to normal. At 7:15 a.m., phones and devices turned on by themselves, replaying Daniel's laugh, Clara's whispers, Edward's camera clicks, then sudden silence. At 8:03 a.m., a chandelier fell yet did not touch them. At 9:07 a.m., an invisible hand lifted Edward's camera, spinning it in the air before setting it back. At 10:12 a.m., faint laughter echoed under the stairs as if 20 figures stood around them, shadows multiplying in corners. Until 11:30 a.m., the hall whispered and echoed distant footsteps from every corner. By noon, walls moaned and screamed as if all the spirits of the past were warning them. The caretaker in the morning saw only an empty hall, equipment running, lights flickering, camera displaying only static and their last photo. The photo showed the three standing, and behind them, the brown lady, hunched between the steps, staring as if she had always been there. People say this is not just a story, but an urban legend which has left its mark on minds and nights worldwide. Once she appears before you, she never leaves, never. And perhaps she is still behind you, in your breaths, around your neck, in the shadows of your room, in your dreams. Every night, when you feel darkness, a soft breath, the rustle of silk, movement in your peripheral vision, understand this: it is not just an old spirit. It is the brown lady of Raynham Hall, an urban legend who, once seen, never lets you go. Perhaps even now, standing behind you, waiting for you to notice. Forever entering your dreams, your darkness, your shadows, and your silence.
If you want more these type of stories, subscribe to my channel.